Are you stuck in any one of these 5 mental traps that cause most people to retire poor? In this video, you're going to find out if you are. And if you are, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to snap out of it. Most people aren't retiring poor because they're lazy. They're retiring poor because they're stuck in psychological patterns that are sabotaging their financial future. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 hidden psychological factors that cause most people to retire with far less money than they need. Or even worse, for many, they have to delay retirement or they're not able to retire at all. These aren't just financial mishaps. These hidden psychological factors are deeply rooted deep inside your subconscious, and they impact how you think, how you feel, and what you do when it comes to money. I'm Dr. Brad Klontz, financial psychologist and best-selling author, and you subscribe to this channel because I help you start thinking rich. Now, let's break them down. But stick around at number 5 because nobody's talking about this one. Factor number 1, money scripts, the invisible beliefs that control your wallet. Do you believe that rich people are greedy, that money is the root of all evil? If so, you might be subconsciously setting yourself up to be poor forever. When I began studying financial behavior, I noticed that many people from all walks of life, regardless of income, regardless of education, many of these people were making self-destructive financial decisions. And that's when I discovered what we now call money scripts. Money scripts are subconscious beliefs that we develop about money, typically before the age of 10 years old, based on what we see, based on what we hear, and based on what we experience when we're growing up. These beliefs form an invisible operating system that lies behind every single financial decision you've made and the financial outcomes you're getting today. So if you're not exactly where you want to be when it comes to money, you need to look into your money scripts. Some common money scripts I've uncovered in my research are things like more stuff is going to make me happy. Money is bad and rich people are evil, or there's virtue in actually having less money, or I don't deserve money at all. This is another really destructive one. If I'm good, the universe will take care of my financial needs. Most of us aren't even aware that we have these beliefs. And when they're left unexamined, they can set us up for financial failure. It can lead to overspending, avoiding investing, or feeling guilt about having more money than the people around us. For example, I once worked with a client who had a ton of guilt about how much money he had. He had more than the people around him, more than his family and his friends. So he kept giving his money away and never saving and investing a dime. His money script, if I have more money than others, I'm being selfish. And this belief cost him dearly. It set him up to not be able to retire because he was never able to start saving and investing. As soon as he started to build up a nest egg, he would squander it. Are your money scripts setting you up to be poor? If so, here's what you need to do about it. Start by exploring your own money history by asking yourself these 4 things. Number 1, what were your parents' view around money? Number 2, what were the most emotional money memories you have from your childhood? Number 3, what beliefs about money have you carried into your adult life? And then lastly, number 4, have these beliefs helped you or hurt you? And if so, how? Awareness is truly the first step in changing your financial future. And I've got a link in the description that will take you to the test I've used for years to help people uncover their money scripts. This brings us to factor number 2, future self-neglect. Are you treating your future self like a friend or like a foe? One of the biggest hidden drivers behind financial insecurity is something called future self-neglect. It's the psychological distance we feel from our present self to our future self. In fact, functional MRI scans show that when most people think about their future selves, their brain responds as if it's a total stranger. That means that saving and investing for retirement can feel like you're just giving your money away to a stranger. And why would you want to do that? Of course you wouldn't want to do that. So what do we do instead of saving and investing for that future person? We focus on immediate gratification instead. That impulse Amazon buy, that upgraded SUV, and that vacation that we really can't afford. This type of short-term thinking is wired into our brains. Our ancestors focused on surviving for today and for tomorrow, not for weeks or months or years from now, let alone planning for something that's 20, 30, or even 40 years away. So how do we bridge that gap and make that emotional connection between our present self and our future self? This is what you need to do. Start visualizing your future self with more clarity. Take some time, close your eyes, and picture your ideal future. Where do you want to live when you're 70? What would your typical day look like? What kind of lifestyle would make you proud? The more real your future self becomes, the better you're able to picture yourself in the future, the easier it will be for you to act today in your future best interest. Factor number 3, lifestyle creep, the quiet killer of wealth. Ever get a raise and still feel broke? That's no coincidence. It's a psychological trap. It's called lifestyle creep, and it quietly eats away at your future financial security. And this is how it works. You get a raise. Great job. You're doing fabulous. You then upgrade your lifestyle. Your expenses rise to meet this new income level. And then you save nothing and you feel like you're broke again. And people do this over and over and over again. And it's why they stay broke forever. But from the outside, it really does look like things are getting better. You have a bigger house, you have a fancier car, you're going out to fancier dinners, but your net worth, flatline. And here is the financial psychology insight behind lifestyle creep. And pay attention to this one because chances are this is happening to you right now. Lifestyle creep is driven by social comparison. You're comparing yourself to others around you and a subconscious desire that you have to reinforce your coveted identity. This is your ideal self, the self you want to be. And when your ideal self is built on a pack of lies about how people become rich, how rich people save, how they invest, what they actually spend their money on, you're doomed to failure. As income grows, people who don't know any better think they need to look the part, the fantasy they have in their head about how rich and successful people live their lives, often at the expense of their long-term goals, and almost always incorrectly because they don't actually know how rich people get rich and how they actually spend their money. They only see these extreme examples on social media of celebrities and the like. So how do you protect yourself from lifestyle creep? This is what you need to do. Use what I call the invisible raise strategy. Have a plan. When your income increases, you're going to automate saving and investing a portion of it before it hits your checking account. I'm a huge fan of 50%. Look, you've got 50% of that raise that you can use to enjoy your life now, and you're going to take 50% of it to save and invest for your financial freedom. Let your lifestyle lag behind your income growth. That gap, that lag, that is where you're going to build wealth. Factor number 4, avoidance behavior. Most people spend more time planning their next birthday party than they do planning for their retirement. Why do we do that? Because financial anxiety causes avoidance. Avoidance is a psychological defense mechanism. When something stresses us out, like debt, investing, or a lack of retirement planning, or even feeling dumb about not knowing what we're doing when it comes to money, our brains say, don't look. So people don't look at their account balances. They don't open their statements. They don't know how much money they spent on eating out last month. And they don't know how much they actually need to save and invest so that they can retire. Ignoring and avoiding all that stuff will make you feel better in the moment. But while it will help you in the short term, it wreaks havoc over time. Avoidance causes missed opportunities, compounding mistakes, and rising financial shame. It actually makes things worse, not better. For example, in my work with clients, I've seen money avoidance and financial denial lead to people cashing out their retirement accounts or missing out on tons of 401k matches. I've seen people not plan for really important things like insurance just because they're too anxious to face the paperwork. So if you've got some of this financial money avoidance going on, this is what you need to do. All you have to do is choose one tiny little step to start facing one tiny little part of your finances. So instead of ignoring retirement, take a moment, automate a weekly transfer into retirement savings, even if it's only $1. Or go ahead and log into your retirement account and check out the balance. Or, and if you're brave and if you really want to transform your financial life, set a 15-minute money date on your calendar each week where you're going to look at your spending. Remember, taking small actions, taking little baby steps, it'll reduce your fears and it'll help get you on track. This brings us to our 5th and final hidden psychological factor that if you're not careful, will keep you from retiring. Factor number 5, the myth of more time. Most people aren't retiring broke because they just don't care. They're retiring broke because they thought they had more time. One of the most dangerous beliefs I've seen in my research is the belief that I'll get serious about investing later. But the reality, the earlier you start, the less you're going to need to save and invest. And the longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to catch up. But even though this is true, people tell themselves, I'll save when I get that next job. I'll start investing once I pay off the car, or it's just not the right time. These types of excuses will never end. Life's going to happen. And this isn't something we can just chalk up to procrastination. It's a protective mechanism. People feel ashamed for not having started sooner, so they push it off just a little more. So, if you're struggling with this, do this instead. Just set something in motion today. It doesn't matter how small. Open your first retirement account. Contribute 1% more to your 401k or your IRA, or schedule time to talk to a financial advisor. And by the way, I got a link in the description if you want to talk to someone from my financial advising firm. Remember, momentum beats perfection. Don't wait until it's too late. I threw a lot of hard stuff at you, but here's the good news. Once you see these psychological traps that keep so many people from retiring with the money they need, you can start avoiding them. If you found this helpful, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.